Hey everyone! Well, my AirPods aren't working this morning. I'll try them again in a minute. So, how's everyone doing today? Happy Monday! Welcome to Make It Monday Live with Pamela. I'm Pamela, your Stampin' Up demonstrator in the Texas Hill Country in Fredericksburg, Texas. Say hello if you're joining me, or give me a thumbs up so I know I'm live. I'm going to try one more time to put my AirPods in and see what happens. Let's see. Testing. They work. Yay. Can you hear me okay, Debbie? I might only put one in today. All right, it looks like. Let me see. Might zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna pull this down just a tad. And then I gotta get straight. Um, Maybe I pulled my phone a little too close today. Good deal. All right, so let's see. Let me do a few adjustments here. Maybe zoom in just a smidge more. I want to be straight on my table, and then that means I've got to do a little bit of adjusting. And I think I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. All right. So things were a little bit crazy around here over the weekend. I was hoping that I would really enjoy my National Scrapbook Day. I'm going to pull back a little bit and see what happens. And Instagram and Facebook, Meta, really decided to mess with a lot of the small business owners' posts. They marked a bunch of our links as cybersecurity issues. And I think just because they were going outside of Facebook and Instagram. So I wasn't the only one that was having issues, I learned. So I've made a few adjustments over in my captions. So let me go over a little bit of what's going on. So, of course, today we're creating our 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. I gave some details about what I'm going to scrapbook about. However, I don't have my photos printed yet. I've got to go through them. And we're going to be using this beautiful gallery suite collection that goes live tomorrow, May 6th. It's from the brand new 25-26 annual catalog right here. And let me look. I cannot show you the inside of it until tomorrow, but it will be featured on pages. Let me see if I can find it. 52 through 57. So this is a big suite collection because it has two bundles in it. And I probably would not have gotten this anytime soon, like the full bundle, except I got it as an artisan design team member to create my Technique Tuesday project. goes live tomorrow. I can't wait for you to see what it is. And then I also used it to create my May artisan assignment, which goes live on Friday. I can't wait for you to see it, along with the rest of the group's projects. There's 4 other artisans that'll have projects made with this beautiful collection. So lots happening this week. Let me move some things around here so I can see. So if you want to learn more information about my scrap and create kits, my artisan design team, and alumni tutorial bundles and shopping links, be sure to check out my new link tree link down there. It'll take you to a page, like a landing page, and it'll have all my links to all the important things that I'm doing. So be sure to check that out. And that's probably for now the only link I'll be sharing. So you can find all my info under one place. I've got it linked in Instagram and Facebook now. So hopefully there won't be any more issues like we had this weekend. And there's the link to my Stampin' Up website in there as well. So there's the Paper Pumpkin Creatives design team project, which I shared a little bit about that. And then we have September through April PDFs available. And then I just started with a new group of, this is the current artisans and alumni artisans. I think there's 6 of each of us that came together and created a new design team. And this is our first tutorial bundle. There's 12 projects, and it's using the beautiful gallery collection, which I'm using today or throughout this week. So that's a PDF that you get with 12 projects. You can earn it for free with a $50 order through the month of May, or you can buy it for $15. And then with the Paper Pumpkin Creatives, you can purchase this one plus the past ones for $15. So if you have a Paper Pumpkin kit from September 24 to April 25, you can purchase those to get 12 to 14 alternative projects using your Paper Pumpkin kits. So I'm excited about those and super honored and blessed to be a part of those design teams, working with those amazing, talented women. Let me let the kitties go in and out. I had to shut the door because it sounded like someone's car alarm somewhere was going off way in the distance. And I think that's about it. Let's dig into this suite of products and let me share about it. So, this would be great for heritage photos, memories. There's lots of, let me see if I've got the I'll show you in a minute, right down here. I'll show you each one of the pattern papers. I've already got my project started, prepped over here. Not everything's completely done, but here is a card that I made a couple of weeks ago for the Mail It Monday Insta Hop that I've been doing with a few of the fellow artisans. It's an unofficial hop, not specifically related to the artisan design team, but we are all design team members. But you can kind of see some of the fun things and textures that you can do with this. I've got an envelope, it, and I'll show you the dies that are included in this collection of products as well. So, something I did want to mention in that new Global Ink Collective tutorial bundle, a lot of us did video tutorials to go along with our projects. There's a couple of girls that don't do video, so they've got written instructions in there. And let me share the products with you. We've got the Gallery Bloom. Looks like something's right underneath the cover there. I don't know if I can get it out. There we go. Little piece of cardstock. So this is a stamp set plus a bundle. The bundle or the stamp set and dies. Doesn't look like a whole lot right there, but just wait. Look at all those dies you get. Some are to use with the stamp, some are standalone. Then there's this cool frame that we have as well. So we'll use some of those today. No sentiments or anything in that one. You'll find your sentiments in the beautiful motifs, Stampin' dies. So some great sentiments in there. I love this stamp right here. I haven't used this one yet, so I need to do that maybe. And then these are the dies that come with it. And I've had fun with all of these. So I've actually created a lot of projects over the last couple of weeks. I've done my Mail It Monday, my tip and technique for my artisan assignment, then my monthly artisan assignment. Then I did the um, Global Ink Collective assignment for the bundle. And I feel like I've done one more, but maybe not. Maybe that was it. But there was a lot. And here is the Scrap and Create kit for the week. I'm excited to share about what's all in here. I'm just going to pull it out to show you real quick and show you all the neat papers. So what I have fallen in love with in this particular kit is the variety of what you can do with it. Color combinations, it's almost like unlimited. Let me show you real quick. These are the colors that are featured in this collection of products. And you can pick 2 or 3 colors to go together. So we have a wide variety of things that we can do. So just wanted to, and there's some new, I think there's 2 of the new 2025 through 2027 in colors that are in that collection of colors. All right, so can y'all see the little kitty marks right up there? This was in a packet and someone decided to chew on that right there. So just ignore that, please. So look at how beautiful these are. So you could put this on a scrapbook page up in the corner, do a title over it maybe. Then the back sides are really pretty too. I'm going to use a lot of the backs today, but you can see some of that peach pie in here and the scenes. This is, I think, the one that I used for my card right here. So you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like and how you can use it. And then I love this one. We're going to use this one today. This is a real pretty one. I have not used this one yet, but we will later in the week. And then I've used this one on a project, and I love the background on it. Now, this is an interesting one. This would be pretty in one of the frames, and then can just decorate the front of it or something. Excuse me. And then another pretty one with some of that calypso coral in it. The allergies are hitting me. It's overcast and looks like it's going to rain today, which I think it's supposed to. Good morning, Cherise. How are you doing? So I'll have to drink some of my water. I love this one. This is kind of this, I don't, it's kind of a wintry scene, is what the vibe that it gives me. Looks like there's a fence right here, maybe a field. You've got your river. Think I see a little boat down in there. So get really creative and then some real artistic, sketchy looking things. I used this on, oh, I used this piece on my Global Ink Collective scrapbook page that I made. And then I love this is Lost Lagoon and Cloud Cover, some of those colors. This one, I'm not so sure about. I don't know how I would, I mean, probably you could put it in the frame and then maybe just you could do it on a scrapbook title with something behind it. Has a cool dark something in here. You can use some of our brand new party alphabet dies to cut letters out with some of these, which we may do today, as a matter of fact. I know I used this one on my Artisan project, one of them, and that's a pretty damask, I think is what they call that pattern. Then I love this one, no florals, more masculine. And I need to make a birthday card for Jeff. So, and I love that background. It's kind of a muddy looking, dirt looking background. And it would actually be really pretty with that right there. So it's got some of the same colors. That's pecan pie. And I love that of how just getting creative of how you can use that. And that can, this is kind of a masculine look with the, I guess it'd be kind of like a grid or a city map of some kind. And then I love this one. This one would be pretty in one of the frames as well. And it's got a very versatile. So those are all the patterns. And then you'll get in your kit, you'll get one of each of these. And then you'll get a piece of basic beige, 8.5 by 11 cardstock, crumb cake cardstock, the new Secret Sea cardstock, and Mossy Meadow cardstock. So I figured these would be good colors to go along with all the different um, color combinations in your paper. You'll get a sampling of the embellishments that coordinate with this, which are the new basic beige classic ribbon. It's real loose and it's easy to work with. You can even like cut it down the middle and make it thinner. I figured out how to do that finally. And the little embellishments here, they're kind of a heavy brass looking antique. And they are pretty heavy. You have to be careful not to drop them on the floor because they go everywhere. I know from experience. And then for the 12 by 12 pieces, good morning, Christine. We're going, I am so excited about this, y'all. Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to get all 50 colors from Stamping Up in the two-tone 12 by 12 cardstock. Camera's having a hard time focusing, so let me move some things around. All right, so it'll focus maybe on that. So I'm going to include 3 sheets of the basic beige cardstock. So it's two-toned. So you'll see the lighter side along with the darker side. You can use either one, but these will be used for our 12 by 12 pages today and Wednesday. And then here is some early espresso. And there's the back side of that one. All right. And you'll be able to get a package of 12 sheets for $10. It's a pretty good price. And they'll be in all 50 colors. And there each time they introduce new scrapbooking workshop kits, they put combo packs together that coordinate with them. So tomorrow, I completely forgot about this. I think there are 4 new scrapbooking workshop kits that will go live. And there's one that, oh, I can't not wait to play with it. I don't remember what it's called though. So I'm going to so this will be your scrap and create kit for the week. You can earn this free with a $50 purchase for this week. And then you'll also get that global, oh, this extra bonus, y'all. So you'll get my scrap and create kit, you'll get my PDF um, tutorial for the week. And then you'll also get that Artisan Design Team bundle somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. Let me find tutorial bundle. You'll also get this for free, y'all. So you get that many more ideas using this beautiful gallery suite collection. So, cha-ching! All right, but wait till tomorrow to begin ordering because you'll have a whole array of new products that you can use. Let me put all this back in here. And I'm going to set it over here in my stash of scrap and create kits. Be sure to go check out my link for all the scrap and create kits that I have. I think this is going to be the 10th scrap and create kit that I have available. I'm kind of looking, sorry, making sure I'm straight on my page. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down with my, good grief. Okay, I'm going to have y'all hold for just 1 second. I'm going to mute my volume and get a drink of water and clear my throat. All right, we'll see if that works. Allergies, allergies go away. Something is blowing in. Probably help if I would close that back door, which I think I'll get up and do real quick. All right, so this is my basic beige is going to be my background. And then, so I've got all my goodies here. We will try to incorporate in some different ways the ribbon and those, I can't remember what they're called. Maybe they're damask something. Give me 1 second. I'll look, maybe. They are the pressed flower motifs. Would not have remembered that. All right, so I did get some help from ChatGPT. Yeah, Debbie's just a couple of miles away from me, so she knows. All right, so it's not just me, it is allergies. So I asked it for some ideas for my Make It Monday Live. Here is the original pieces that it came up with. And I love that it's getting to know me and it's incorporating some scripture as well that I can incorporate into my pages. So I think I will probably do that, but I'm going a different route than this. As I was looking at it, it's bringing the feel of my mom and dad's home, my dad passed away back in July of 22. My mom's still there at the house, and they have lived there for as long as my brother has been alive. She gave birth to my brother about the time that they we were moving into that house. I was 7 years old, and that was in 1977. So up until even to this day, my mom's color scheme is beige. Well, way back in the day, there was the um, dark orange, burnt orange refrigerator, I think, from what I can remember. But all the 70s colors. This has a 70s vibe if you look at the green, but she's always stuck with like neutral colors. Like a dark burgundy maybe and brown and tan, and so this reminds me of my mom and dad's home. So she's been there for 48 years, I think. Yeah, it'll be 40. My brother will be 48, I think, on the um 24th of this month. Yeah, the avocado green. I kind of see that right in here. So I'm going to, I haven't gone through my photos yet, so I have some photo place cards. I'm going to use photos from my parents' living room area, like my parents sitting, and not necessarily back into the 70s, but probably just in the 2000 5, 10, somewhere around there maybe, or 2010 to up until about the time my dad passed away. I'm not sure yet exactly. I have some ideas because they had beige, and we actually have them now, recliners, and I have pictures, of us, Jeff and I, like sitting over here on the couch, and then the recliners are over here, and the fireplace is over here, and the TV's over here. So you have an idea of what the landscape of the living room looks like. And taking pictures on my mom and dad over here, and in their beige recliners. So I'm gonna do something similar to that. The journaling that's in here is not completely accurate. This is just what ChatGPT came up with, so I'll give it some specifics later and include it in my journaling. But it reminded me, I mean, there's so many things I can journal about and scrapbook about, my parents' living room or just their home. I'm thinking about on Saturday mornings when I was growing up, my mom would get up on Saturday mornings because, of course, she worked Monday through Friday, like 8 to 5. So she'd put on some pop music. Kixie FM was the station where I lived. And I'd wake up to that in the morning and hearing the vacuum going, and she'd be cleaning and dusting and doing all the things, and we'd get up and get our cereal and sit in front of the TV and watch our cartoons, things like that. So, but I think I'm going to focus on maybe more around my dad sitting in his recliner, or just my mom and dad sitting in the recliner. So that's the direction I'm going. And then it also provided a scripture in there too, which I love. By wisdom, a house is built, and through understanding, it is established through knowledge. Its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures, which are our memories. I love that. All right. So my title's going to be Where Love Lived. I might put Where Love Lives. I'm not sure about that, but maybe just copy it just like it is, since I'm thinking more around the childhood home. So there's an idea for you. Just one simple idea that you could use for this um, collection of products. All right, so I've got a lot of 4x6 photos I'm considering using, and I've already cut some on my paper to 4x4s. And then I had a couple of pieces that when I cut it, I ended up with some 2x4s, I think. So I'm gonna do a pattern up here. Since these are 6x6 papers, this is a great way to incorporate those 6x6s in kind of a different and unique way. So we'll have a 4x6 going on right about here. I think I wanted this one down here, and then bringing that kind of green over here. And then I picked these because they were just the 2x4. And I can put them right in here. Then this will be my focal photo. That's why I only needed the 2x4 right there. No point in wasting that pattern paper behind there. Can use it on something else, but it worked just perfect for 6x6 design. And then I have these additional photos. I think I have, okay, one's going to go right here. So these will probably be fairly new photos that I use, since a lot of the photos I take now are portrait because of my phone. And then this one, I think, goes right down here. Then we have a place for some journaling up here. So I need to figure out, I'll probably do the early espresso right here. So this piece right here was cut out of the 12 by 12 early espresso two-tone cardstock. So far this is what I've cut into. So I still have um a whole 4 by 6 right here. I might could use that over here. Oh no, let's do this. I don't think that's big enough. It might be because it's not okay, so we'll cut that one down to go with that. And then I might still use that. I want to turn it the same way as I have it there. Doesn't really matter. And I can put my journaling strips over top of that, and that'll bring that over here, I think, because I don't have any other bigger piece without cutting into something else. So this is what we end up having, which we could use on cards on Friday, possibly. And I don't know if I'll stamp anything, or I might die cut maybe some leaves out of that, possibly. I'm going to grab these two pieces, or yeah, these pieces. Let's see what's on the back of that. I probably won't use that on in here anywhere, or that one, or that one. So I'm going to put this in my stash. I think it's right here. And then we have lots to work with still. I'll show you just real quick on, you'll see all the patterns that we still have to work with throughout the rest of the week. And then we've got all these background ones too. So I'm guessing we'll have quite a bit of paper left over that you can make more scrapbook pages with, or cards from your kit. I don't know, in my cardstock, I think we'll stick with the browns, like the neutrals and the green. So probably use that. And I don't think I'll bring in any of the crumb cake, but we might need a little bit of this maybe to do some stamping on. So I decided to stick with the basic beige instead of bringing in any white. You could bring in some very vanilla maybe, but this is what we're going to work with. I don't even know what that is. It's like, how do I get stuff on here? I haven't even opened up an ink pad. It might just be adhesive or something. Okay, clean that up. All right, so this is, whoa, I don't know what, I've got all kinds of stuff opening up. Let me clean up my desktop real quick. I think we're done with that and that. And make sure that I got all kinds of stuff open. Goodness gracious. And I'm going to close up some of these so that we don't have any issues with anything going slow. All right, yeah, the colors are fun and different from what I've been using, at least on my lives. So I'm trying to, I don't think we're going to do any like, I think I'm going to keep it pretty clean, and I do need to do a little bit of cutting right here. So again, these were 4 by 4 pieces. This piece needs to be 4 by 3. So let me make sure it's 4 this way. Getting our base built up. I want to make sure your hands are pretty clean when handling this two-tone cardstock. It picks up some of the oils. It's going to be covered up. My hands are clean, but I literally just cleaned them before I sat down here, but still kind of picks up some of so just rub over that a little bit if you need to. And then this piece, I want about the same width right there. So let me see what I want to do with that, what size I want it. Think so. We got 4 by 3. So let's do, let me see if I want it 3.5 by 2.5. And that's just going to go right here. And then we can put maybe like my scripture I can put right there. And then my extra journaling, I may end up with a flip flap on here somewhere. That's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, so let's get this put down. I do think I want to put some type of a strip across here. So we're going to have to figure that out too. Maybe that'll, I don't know if that'll be too dark or not. We may play around with that and see. All right, let's get things put down. Grab my adhesive. And we're going to start right down in here and just work our way up. Just layer it right down in that corner. And so kind of got a grid pattern going on with these. Up here. And I think stamp and die wise, I'm going to use the stamp that coordinates with that. And I don't know if I will. I turned it because I have little teeth marks right there and it'll cover it up. Again, I'm working on basic beige two-tone cardstock. And I think I'll go like that. I don't think it's going to matter if they kind of look like they're upside down. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and tack this on here. And then I think I want to lift this up. So I'm going to use my foam tape. And then our clusters that we do will also have. I have to be careful. I got a paper cut right there from that two-tone cardstock last night. So be careful. Oh, yes. Debbie, this would work so great with the older photos. So you could totally do heritage with this collection of products. And maybe, I was looking through pictures last night about something or maybe it was a memory. I think it was a Facebook memory that popped up yesterday in 2016. I had shared about my grandmother who had fallen out of her wheelchair at the nursing home and hit her head. So that would have been on May 4th. And I think she had done it a couple of weeks prior to that. And she was back at the hospital or something. I think I had said she had had a UTI and that she was having cognitive issues. And I did not know before that those were related, apparently. And anyway, shortly after that, I think about 10, 12 days later, she passed away in 2016. So this would be a cool collection of products to do a scrapbook page, maybe on Wednesday, just some memories I have of my grandma. So I might just do that. We'll see what photos I can come up with. And so, all right, so just 4x6s, and yeah. And then we'll I didn't do any of, you could run these through. I didn't think about doing it until now to decorate up the edges here with that motif damask. I didn't even share that. I'm not sure. It's laying around here somewhere. There's also in this suite of products a new embossing folder, which I love. I've used it a ton already. So that may be something you put on your wish list. And then you can purchase one or both of the bundles and get that damask embossing folder, and then you'll get your paper and your embellishments in your scrap and create kit. All right, and then there's 4x6. I was gonna see if I needed to tuck it up under there a little bit. A second. All right, so how was everybody's weekend? Did you get any scrapbooking or any crafting done for National Scrapbook Day on Saturday? Do anything, any fun retreats or so forth? I'm just gonna put it over top of that. Goodness. Okay, that'll work. Hey Vicky, how are you doing? I loved your photo you posted. I think it was yesterday. I saw your hair was beautiful. All right. What next? Okay, so we pretty much have the layout done. I do want to figure out, I don't know if I feel like this is going to be too bright. I want a little strip going across here. Let's look at some of those pieces. Maybe I could use like this. I just don't know if I would have enough to make that happen. But I did save those. So I've got those two pieces, not those. To do a little bit of thinking here for a second. I don't think I have any other darker pieces. Let's look at to bring out the rest of my pattern paper. And I guess I could maybe do um, that might work. Just do a little strip going across there. It'll keep it subtle and not too bold. We'll bring in some of this maybe with some leaves around. I think that's what we'll do. And then I might can make this work so that I can cover up. I can, my title should go down here somewhere. So I could put maybe what do you call it? Cluster right here, up here, and then down here, maybe a little bit of something. So let's do that. So I'm going to take these and turn it this way to the 11. That's so like I know I need one over here, one down here, and we'll cut it apart so that it'll fit. And I think I just need one more piece to get top and bottom here. Now I would take this and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to go ahead and cut it now so that I have this if I want to use this piece. I can put it away for a fun fold card on Friday. So I'll put that away, and then I still have this piece that I can use throughout the week. All right. So I'm gonna cut it right about here, I think. Let me put it in the middle. And I'm looking for my silicone mat. There we go. So somehow I've misplaced my piercing mat. I'm sure it's just right around here somewhere. I just haven't been able to locate it. And I even cleaned up some yesterday. It didn't last very long though. Okay, so we'll need to put a little cluster right here, and then we'll do the same thing right down here. I'm gonna cut it like right there. Oh, I know. I actually drive to my hometown to a little over 2 hours away now to get my hair done by Katie, who had been cutting my hair since 2012, maybe something like that. And I had a really great gal here, Michelle, in Fredericksburg, but it just got too expensive because everything is expensive in Fredericksburg. And the prices were just getting out of hand. I couldn't handle it. It's cheaper for me to drive 2 hours away, get my hair done. Of course, I'm not getting it colored or anything anymore. I'm just getting a haircut. And I used to do the low lights, highlights, all the stuff. But not anymore because Katie from my original hair stylist, she told me the last time I went in, because my hair is gray now, she thought I got low lights because that's what it looks like. Because I still have some of my natural color, which is a darker kind of brown. It wasn't brown when I was little. I was blonde, but it got darker as I got older. And so it's blended in and looks just like it is so separated just perfectly that it looks like you got low lights. I was like, I didn't, I promise. It's all natural now. All right. I think I liked that. That keeps it kind of muted. And then we can bring in some of our mossy meadow. I'm going to cut this one in half this way. We can use one for our die cutting, and maybe we'll use this one for a card on Friday. We'll see. And we may end up having to use some of it. All right. So now is the time. Let me find what other pieces I have. Figure out where I put there it is. I need something to stamp on. Stamp my flowers, or let's bring in I'm gonna do this flower a couple of times. We got it down here, but I think I'm gonna do a little bit of coloring on it. So I'm thinking got the mossy meadow and then the maybe a little bit of the calypso coral. And I may just stamp it in early espresso. Let me Probably, if I'm going to color it, I probably need to do it in black. This will be fine. So looking at these right here, I'm doing this because there's some of the Calypso coral in these pieces right here. So we'll focus on these and I'll do a big cluster and two little clusters with it. It's raining. It might be raining here. If it is, it's real light. I think I might hear it. It does look wet out in the garden. All right, so we'll use that. Don't think I'll use any of the other stamps in here. And I'm going to wait and use that on either Wednesday or, of course, our cards on Friday. And I'll need this to cut them out with, that. Now there's some of these little pieces that I like. I'm thinking I'll do this one. I can tuck it in there a little bit. Even like this one. And the green, I think I'll do with this one. Actually, I think I'll do this. I like that one. I'll save that for later. Don't think there's anything else I want to use in that one. And I don't think I'll do any of the sentiments. Maybe I'm always here for you. Not really. Got to do our title. And I don't know if I'm going to use this one today. Since I've already got everything stamped or everything down, I don't really have, I don't know. I'm going to put this on a block and we'll just see. I don't know if I can incorporate it down in here anywhere or not. Maybe. I might can use it as part of the cluster a little bit. We'll see. But die-wise, I don't think I'll do any of those today. But I have ideas for the rest of the week because I have a whole amazing PDF from the new Global Ink Collective past and present artisans. You can see some of the pretty sneak peeks of the projects. So I'm going to use some of those ideas, probably, at least just to bring in some of the design elements. All right. So I'm going to have to cut this in half. I'm going to do it, I think I'm going to do it up this way too. 4 1/4. So cut your 8.5 inch by the 4 1/4. So you have 4 1/4 and 11. So one of these will work great for fun folds. And one I can use to stamp and die cut. There may end up being 2 sheets of this basic beige in your scrap and create kit for the week. All right, so got to do some stamping. And I think I'm just going to stamp this like 3 times. I don't know that I'll put the whole thing on each one. We'll do like little bits and pieces maybe coming out or something. That one I might give a whole one. I'm not sure. But then just a little piece up, poking out from up there. All right, let's rearrange some things so I can make a place to stamp good. Because actually, I've been struggling with my table and just stamping directly on it because I think it's kind of bowed right here now. So I'm going to bring in my glass mat and just lay it over top here. So I think that will take care of that. So we're going to do 3 of these in black. And we'll cut 3 out. I'm just using the Memento Tuxedo black ink. So make sure I get it. Oh yeah. Twist it on there a little bit. Do that twist, twist, tap, tap. I taught that to Bevan when she was like 2.5, 3 years old. There's actually a video on my YouTube channel. If you scroll all the way down, I think you can find the video of her. I'll let it sit there for a second just to make sure it absorbs in really good. Oh, look how pretty that is. I'm not like super big into florals usually, but this one is so pretty. All right, and then I'll just do it maybe the opposite direction and far enough apart where hopefully it won't. I didn't mess it up. I tilted it a tiny bit. Oop, looks good still, but did I already get ink on my fingers? I got a little ink smudge right there. Probably. And in on these bigger stamps, I prefer to flip it over like that instead of trying to do it over like that. It's just, yeah, to keep it kind of far apart still. So yeah, we're gonna have to have more of this basic beige. All right, 3 good images. I gotta figure out, Love Lives Here. What is my title? Oh no, Where Love Lived. And maybe I'll just do love in big letters and then I'll print out where and lived like I've been doing lately. All right, so while we're here, let's do a little bit of coloring. There's those. I pulled out my water pen. There it is. Just keep that handy. So probably, yeah, I'm gonna have to, got some blue or something. Probably that Secret Sea, the new in color. Just making sure I got a majority of the color out. So I bet I have some color. I don't have any color in here. So I was wondering, let's see here. Before I do that, I do want to look at my, oh, I bet I know what I did. Let's see here. I've got Petal Pink and Calypso Coral. I don't know if those are going to be too, if that's going to be too dark. Let me look at this. This is the dark Petal Pink. I'm going to do a couple of colors over here and see. Maybe I'll do light. On this, it kind of looks the same. I'm kind of liking that. I'm liking the darker one. I can see a little bit more pink in there. I don't know if you can see those colors. But let's do, I don't want to color the whole thing necessarily, but just kind of, yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. A little bit, I'm just flicking a little bit of color here and there where the shadows are. I think Pumpkin just hit a button on the printer. All right. So just adding a little color. I'm just going to do that on all of these. I don't know what, I'm going to cut a few apart, I think. So this is the dark petal pink. So just like some little brush strokes here and there. I'll flip this around so I can see it. And then I think I'll come in just with a little bit of that light Calypso coral. So no real rhyme or reason. I'm just flicking a little bit of color on there. And then now with this one, I'm going to still flick the color, but maybe not quite as much. I'll stay like right over the, let's see if you can see that. Okay. And see what I'm doing. I love the smell of these. Okay, so just going over top of that. I think that's just enough color to give a little pop and to bring in that pretty Calypso coral mixed in with some petal pink. Petal pink is not actually one of the colors in this suite, but it works well with the Calypso coral. So, and in here. All right. So tell me your honest thoughts about this collection. I would love to know what you think. All right, now I've got to do a little bit of green. So I think I'll do some of the soft sea foam. I think that's the lightest green we have. And then that mossy meadow. All right, so I decided not to go with the water brush and the ink pads. So I'm gonna go do the dark of the soft sea foam for the kind of the same. I think I'm gonna actually color these all the way in, but still just kind of, yeah, we'll just color the whole leaf and we'll bring in a little bit of the mossy meadow, just like along the stem area. Just using the tip of my Stampin' Blend to fill in. And I'm trying not to let it sit on the cardstock too much. That's why I'm still kind of flicking the brush to fill it in, but not to let it get too saturated. Since this kind of cardstock, it absorbs a little bit more, or a little bit quicker, I guess. I don't want too much color. All right. Then let's do the light of the Mossy Meadow. And this one's going to be just a real light little flick here and there along the base, and then maybe a little bit along the uh, stem center. I don't know. Where you could see some shading. And that'll add a little depth. Flick these around, flip them around. And you could go over with the soft sea foam again if you wanted to blend this out a little bit more. But I think I'm just gonna kind of leave it like that. Oops. I don't know why I thought I did this one already. I didn't. All right. Hello, Tina. Thanks for saying hello. Ah, it's raining in Maryland. I need to scroll back through. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Don't think I have. All right, so I think that's gonna work well. So we're gonna die cut all three of those out. So I ended up using a variety of all those pretty colors. Not all of them, but just the two lighter shades, I used the dark, if that makes sense. The two darker shades, I used the light. All right. So let me get all this. I want to cut that with this, and then I think I'm going to do a variety of, I think I want to cut these from here, and I don't know if I want to use this or maybe I'm going to use this. So it is one of the colors that I used on the 4x4 squares, I think. So I'll just take the small one, and this is what we're going to cut. These items right here. That'll make our clusters. We can bring in a little bit of ribbon and those motifs, whatever those were called. I'm going to leave this here, and I'll just bring in my cut and emboss machine. We'll get those all cut. We got to cut our love title out too. I'm going to have to look at my layout to decide what I'm going to cut that out of. I'm not sure yet. Just remembered I have to do that. All right, so we just want to line these up. I'm just going to do these individually since I've got them all on here, but I'm not going to go like all the way through. I'll go forward and back. I just love that. Look at that. So pretty. I'll just go back and forth, and then a couple, like, again, maybe two of these. I probably will end up cutting apart some. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, I've really kind of fallen in love with this collection of products now, even though I would not, when I, Cindy, who is our um, artisan lead, when she told me she was sending this to me for a couple of projects, I was like, oh, great. I was not that excited. Uh, but now I've created lots with it already, and I'm in the groove now. So you will be seeing a lot of projects this week using this collection of products. And then, of course, the new catalog goes live tomorrow, and you can get your hands on it as well. Whoops, that one just slid right off. And what's next? Let's see. I think I might cut a couple of these little pieces smaller. I'm just gonna cut like I'm gonna cut a 1 inch piece off of this cardstock real quick. If I can over here, off camera a little bit. That should be plenty for a couple of these. I don't know. I'm going to cut one more off. I might need another. And then this one I can do for this. And then again, I'm going to cut a little bit of this off too, so that I don't have to run so much cardstock through here. So I need a few for each cluster. So we'll start with that. Let me just, uh-oh, that one's not going to. I'm going to come back this way. 1 second. It jumped. This is why I tape them down. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. So, but I got that one out. So there's that. That one just started. So let's fix that. I'm going to use my tape, keep them in place so they don't jump around. I think I can get that cut okay. All right, that'll work. And that's why I have my Post-it tape. All right, so does anybody have anything they want to chit chat about? What else has been going on? I didn't see anybody's comments about National Scrapbook Day. Anybody did anything productive? Debbie, did you get any scrapping done? I know you said you made a couple of cards. Okay, just keep going through here. So I kind of think I need like maybe two. What happened to that? Oh, there's the die. So I did get a scrapbook page done, just one. I went live, so you can check that out on my YouTube. Thanks to Facebook, I noticed. I know they're deleting our live videos after 30 days, but due to the issue on Saturday of them deleting posts because of links and stuff, they deleted almost all my videos from the last month already. They just disappeared, but you can find them all on YouTube. So if you want to catch a replay, I was pretty frustrated with Facebook Saturday morning, especially. And what made it even more frustrating is like I couldn't even do anything most of the morning on Facebook or Instagram because every time I logged in or clicked on it, a warning popped up and it wouldn't let me do anything else. Wouldn't let me share, post, log out. Finally, oops, I don't know why I didn't, I'm not sure what I did right there. But I'm thinking I need like 1 to 2 of these on each cluster. Guess I was too busy talking. Let's see if I can get, I think I can sneak in there. Let's see here. Go. Yeah, it was, Christine. But I think I figured out a workaround. So I created a new link tree for my Stampin' Up business, and all my links are in there now. And that's the only one that I'll probably be sharing on Instagram and Facebook. Guess they're just cracking down on like phishing links and stuff like that. And they flagged a lot of our links through constant contact as phishing or whatever they call the deceptive practice, which none of us were doing anything deceptive. We were just sharing our shopping links or the pages for my PDFs, things like that. So I had to do a little brainstorming with ChatGPT to figure out the best way to move forward. So I think we got it figured out. All right, so I got 3 out of that strip. Almost done. I just want to do a couple more. You know what? I think these I'll do on the light side so that we can have a little bit of variation. And I don't know if I can get one more out of there. Maybe. I'm gonna try right there. So I am happy that it prompted me, the whole issue prompted me to create the link tree and get all my info into one place. So hopefully that will work with their policies. That one I'll have to trim off a little bit. It cut out a little bit of that. And you may not even notice it just the way I stick it on the page. All right, let's just make this work with what we got cut here. Other than no, one, two. Let me do one more of these. Don't know if I need one more, but yeah, since I did it on the light side, let's just do another one real quick. Some of these are not so sticky anymore. That'll work. And I got to figure out my what I'm going to cut my part of my title out of the love real quick. But I got to look at my page to decide. Okay, that one's going to get thrown away. Oh no! I just dropped it all in the trash. 1 second. Where'd it go? Oh, of course, you know it's going to go all the way to the bottom. Oh my gosh, y'all. Hold, please. I have a bunch of cellophane in here. Oh goodness. Where'd it go? I may have to just wait. What does this even happen? And I'm gonna shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. I can't find it, y'all. All right. I guess I'm not gonna worry about it. And I'll just have to get it later. Don't let me forget. Because I know it's in here somewhere. I've got all these die cut pieces, and I guess it's sticking die cut paper in my trash can. So I was just cleaning up all my card stock, and I seriously cannot find it. I'll find it later. I'm going to set it out here away. So we don't have that piece right there. I don't even have the die anymore right now. So would links to products be part of that? It was mainly I think it was mainly the constant contact links that I was using for which was for my scrap and create kits, because I have a landing page through there. So I think there must be some issue with constant contact, because it's after doing a little research, I did learn that that was part of the problem. All right, so I'm looking at the page, I'll probably do crumb cake for love, because it'll go right here. I'll have part of where love lived. So I'm going to do that. So let's try this. Crazy, crazy. Okay, I'm going to use, if I can find it, it should be right here, our new party alphabet dies. It goes live tomorrow. It's going to be a must have. It's a little pricey, but maybe if you buy a few things throughout the next couple of months, you could save your stamping rewards to get it. Just a thought. I'm saving my stamping rewards right now so I can put those toward my album retreat kit when it goes live available. Registration begins, I believe, May 28th for that. So whatever I purchase and earn in stamping rewards, I'm going to save them. All right, so let me find. So this is the piece that I have left over. We'll cut that title and then we can put everything on the page and we'll pretty much be done. And then I'll figure out my photos after the live. I'm going to do it like that to save paper. So after the live, I'll go look through my photos. I'll get photos, put on my page and on my journaling. And then I'll share my finished pages this afternoon. Oopsie daisy. All right, I think that's perfect. Oh, I just had an idea, y'all. All right, we're not quite finished with that. This is where I want to bring in that Damask Designs embossing folder. This will add some texture to our page and will make this a little bit different than just this, what do you call it? Crumb cake borders. I want to try to get them on here straight-ish. Just like that. You'll see there. So, like, and then this is where the tape might come in handy again. See if I can keep it straight. It's kind of cardstock is, there we go. Okay, that's good. And I need plates 1 and the 3s. This is not a 3D embossing folder. It's just a regular one. Oh, I'm so excited now that I got that incorporated into the page. Now, ah, that's so pretty. Right down here. There's. Decide if I want it there, or maybe I'll probably put it up over this just a little bit. That one needs to go that way. Somewhere like right there. Okay. And then somewhere right in here, let me kind of position some things where I think I want them. Thinking I might cut this off so just the stem's not there. The stem will kind of be hiding. And I don't even know if I'm going to do that whole. Something kind of like that maybe. And this one, maybe I will do the whole thing. And a couple here. I liked your idea, Kara. Hey, how are you? I haven't seen or heard from you in a while. So somewhere in here, let me see how many I have. I do at least one of each, and then we'll add more. Maybe I can hide that little mess up for that one. I think these smaller ones, I only need like one of each. Trying to see which one. I think this one's the lighter one, the light shade. So I'm going to put it over here. So we have a dark and a light. Dark, dark. And then this can come back over here. Okay, so I think we'll be good. We'll incorporate some ribbon a little bit here and there behind these. Um, haven't I? Well, maybe. Let me think for a minute. Early Espresso does not have stamping blends, but you can do the Stampin' Right markers. So I do like Kara's idea to ink just to pop them off a little bit. So I'm going to use the edge and see if I can just add a little ink around each one. I almost ignored your suggestion, Kara, because I was like, I don't have time for that, but I'm going to make time. Even if the live's going to be a little longer, it's going to go fairly fast. It's going to be just enough, I think, to. I like using the markers because I can get around in the middle too, but you could do this maybe with a sponge dauber if you wanted a little more sponged look. Oh, because you want to do the inside too. Yeah. Just be careful because sometimes I'll like accidentally swipe over top of the V's a little tricky. See, I did it. Dang it. Yeah, we'll have to, maybe I'll sand it a little bit and you won't be able to see it. So I guess this is a good opportunity to show you. I'll see if I can fix it without having to redo the whole V. Pretty much every time I've done this, I've messed it up like that. So we'll see if we could splatter them a little bit maybe too. Splattering's always a good fix it technique. Trying to be a little extra careful now, so don't do it again. I could do that, yeah. All right, there's that. Let's see. I've got a little block over here. Let me see if I can grab it. A sanding block. I'm gonna, where, oh, where is my silicone mat? Just don't have a good place to put it. Let me see if I can. This is not two-tone cardstock, so, but maybe I can lighten it a little bit right there. It's lightening up a tiny bit. I have a little bit. I'm gonna have to be careful here. Let's do this so I don't completely ruin something else. That goes there. It's gonna flick a little bit of, now we can use the water brush, okay? I don't know that that's really gonna show much. Oh, I got another idea because I'm pretty sure, do, I don't know why, I bought these re-inkers. I don't have all of them, I just have a couple. It's a little bit more intense color, so let's do that. That's better. I'm gonna have to clean up my, I may come back over my page somewhere and add some more splatters just to, okay, I'll leave it like that. And then I may have to do a little bit on my page somewhere else. I don't know what I did with my lid. But let me clean up my, I've got some splatters on here, so let me clean that up just a tiny bit. Got a lot going on here. There's my lid. Okay, I need some, we'll work with what we got. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to use a bunch of little ones. Just be easier and quicker, I think. Grab it. Okay. I think I'm grabbing it, but I'm not. You know what? I need to take these off. I'll put these over here. I don't want them at the top. I probably do want it on here because the L is not going to be on the photo. This one, these might be okay. It's on the LO. It's on the, no, it's on the O and the V. Those will be over the photo. Maybe just a little bit of this will show, but all right. I think I need one right there too. Yes, I used that Elements of Text actually on Saturday. I love that set. All right. So right about here, I guess I could spell it right. Let me see which. Okay. If I pull all those ideas out, I'd be here all day, y'all. Uh, Now, if I was just scrapping on my own and not going live, yeah, I would probably do a lot of that. And still see that. I'm not crazy about it, but oh, it is what it is. There might be even another way I could think to fix it. All right, so this one I don't need. And this could just be your title right here. If you're wanting to recreate the page, just love. You don't have to have any extra words, but I am going to add using my word processing program where love, and then I'll put lived down here, but I'll have to do that in a little bit. And right about there. Okay, that'll work. Now I think I will pop this up and just tuck it in here somewhere. Maybe just kind of coming out of there. Maybe overlay. Yeah, kind of how I had it. Overlapping the L just a little bit. Just gonna cut. So make sure I use all these pieces. I think that'll work. And then we'll tuck in a few. Look, I think I'll do a bow over top somewhere. I want to incorporate the ribbon somehow, maybe. Probably should have put it behind. But we'll see in a minute. Let me cut some of that down. Let's just, all right, I've got to wipe off my, what do you call it, silicone mat, so I don't make a big mess. Any more of a mess than I've already made. Okay, I think it's clean. And I'm just going to pop these over, kind of coming all out of different areas right there. You have to be careful with this DSP and getting your fingers sticky and on there. Green. That won't be noticeable. These are delicate, so you have to be kind of careful. It might just be better to pick up with the. I'll cut off some of my tails, I think. So it's kind of like it's a bow wrapped around the bouquet. Oh, good grief. There we go. Okay, get it squished down. Might need a few more glue dots, but then let's just trim it off a little bit so it's not too distracting. I think I'm just gonna like glue. think I'm gonna leave this just like that and just put a little glue. Pop that up over. And I've got one of each, I think. There we go. All right. Hey, Jana, how are you? Okay, and let's see what we need over here. We might can tuck a little bit of ribbon in each one of these. Let me, instead of like a bow, let me see if I can. We're almost done. I'm gonna tuck it up underneath this. Then we could put some of our motifs back there. Then I might do another ribbon over. I think I'll do a knotted ribbon. I think that's what I'll do. But let's do this popped up. I'm gonna leave the backings on a couple of these so I can get my photos. So I'm only gonna take it off right here for now. And I'm just gonna cover up that spot. All right, we're getting close. Just need to add a few of those motif, whatever they're called. I'm gonna do kind of like right in the center, a little bit further down. We'll put a little knotted bow or something right down there. Show off a little bit more of the flowers. So many directions you can go with this title and this page. Okay, so I'm going to put this all in my stash. We can use that on Wednesday and Friday. We still have lots of ribbon. Glue dot. I'm going to put it just like right over top of this and trim off the ends a little bit. So right there where the bouquet, it's going to hold it. And there we go. Find my motifs. All right. Well, it seems to be raining everywhere. Was it Maryland, did someone say earlier? Yeah, I guess it's all over Texas too. All right. So we've got two different sizes of these motifs. They're kind of heavy. So even that doesn't want to, won't stick. Let me think. I'll put them right around here. Um, Maybe one down here and then a little one right up over here. And it went on there backwards. There. I'm gonna not be super generous. I'm just gonna do two, one of each size on this one, on both of these, so that we have some left over for our other projects for the week. All right, we're done. There we have it. I love it. I'll do my photos of my parents' home is my plan. I'm going to finish off my title so that it reads Where Love Lived. So I'll probably put the where right over here somewhere and then lived right down here. Photos in my parents' living room at the house my mom still lives at, but I grew up in from the time I was 7. And then I'll do my journaling over here. And I might do a flip flap somewhere. Yeah, I'll probably just do maybe a little bit of journaling, maybe like right in here, strip journaling. I'm not sure. I could even do some up here, do a little down here and a little bit more up here. So I have that triangle effect kind of going along with these. So that's the plan. So be watching for my finished page later today. And I thank y'all so much for joining me, for your input, helping me with some ideas. It's so fun when y'all share ideas that it just doesn't come to mind for me. Christine helped me yesterday, not yesterday, Saturday. What was the page? Let me show real quick. So Christine shared with me to add the recipe to my page. And look what I ended up doing. I had these little 2x2 flip flaps left over from close to my heart. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up is not bringing the 2x2s back. So we have 4x6s, 3x4s. Get my fingers got inky, and 3x3s and 4x4s. So I hope I said all that right. Okay, y'all have a great day. Hope y'all have a great week. Find some time to create. Tag me if you use any of these ideas. Thank you, Wanda, and hey, Ruth. And I'll catch y'all on Wednesday for Story and Sketch, where I'll be creating a single 12 by 12 page with a little bit more technique, I think. All right. Take care, everybody. God bless you.